Yeah. Let me tell you, I got these tea bags in Kenya and Nairobi recently from another influencer. Her name was Temi. Shout out to her. Absolutely some of the best I've ever had. And I normally don't drink out of tea bags, but this one, lemongrass chai Kenyan tea. So, so good. But bless up, everybody. You don't know. I am HINDZ if this is your first time here. And today in hindsight, I want to go over 8 self-love myths that I believe are holding us back on our journeys. Because let's be honest, sometimes we get in our own way or we allow others to get in the way as well. And I believe there is so much transformation for us this year and this season. I could feel a shift happening, my friend, and it's time to embrace it. So our first myth that we're going to address is that self-love is cringe. Now, I think because of the internet, sometimes when we hear self-love or somebody hears self-love, they cringe. Or we cringe by the fact that we are saying, hey, I am loving myself in this season. But my friend, taking care of yourself and doing things that you genuinely enjoy is never cringe. Nurturing yourself is never cringe. Maybe it is cringe to somebody else, but that's why it is called self-love. It's not about them. It's not about that person. It's not their love. It's ours. It's self-love. And I'll be honest, I don't think I would be where I am today, and I'm very proud of where I am, if I didn't do things that seem cringy to others. But my theology is, if it brings me genuine joy and doesn't intentionally harm anybody, then that's all that matters, right? When I first got on TikTok, I didn't do it to blow up or anything like that. I actually just went over there because my daughter was making videos and I wanted to bond with her. And then I started dancing. And let me tell you, I am not a dancer, but I was busting a winding my waist to all the classic dancehall and reggae music. And guess what? I built a tribe, an audience from just genuinely having fun. And I'm sure there was many people who said, that is cringe. What is our boy HINDZ over here doing? But I didn't allow that to get in the way of simply expressing myself. And the outcome was all those people went to my podcast. My podcast blew up. I started to work on my YouTube more. My YouTube blew up. And now I have a career doing the things that I love, sitting here with you, drinking tea, sharing knowledge, and simply just exploring more of ourselves. And what I learned from this experience was that we might as well be ourselves undeniably, like resilient with it. So the ones that love us can come closer. And the ones that don't, well, they can simply go another way. Now, our next myth is self-love is selfishness. Many of us believe that prioritizing ourselves is a sign of selfishness. However, self-love is about understanding and honoring our needs. And this takes time. It's the foundation from which we can genuinely care and pour into others. Like the classic saying goes, we've all heard it, you cannot pour from an empty cup. I find especially for women, it's almost as if they've been told that their sole duty is to be in service and to nurture everybody else because they have that amazing power. And sometimes you can lose yourself in service to everybody else because that's where your validation comes from. But I want to remind you today that you deserve to be nurtured too. You deserve to be loved, to be taken care of. And it's okay to say no today and prioritize yourself for a change. And you will see that you are still loved, that you don't have to be in constant performance, because some of us do this, to receive love or validation. And it will be a gradual shift to fully embrace and understand this on a level, inner level. Just because we talk about something doesn't fully mean it's integrated into our system. So give yourself some grace on this journey and just recognize that we're doing the best we can while we can. I have like I call him like an older brother or like an uncle. He owns a shop. His name is Omar. And anytime I go see him, he always just says to me, we do the best we can while we can. And I just absolutely love that because there's so much grace in that statement. Our third myth for today will be self-love means always feeling positive, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's a total misconception that self-love equates to just bubble baths and happiness. But embracing self-love means acknowledging all emotions, and I love emotions, even the uncomfortable ones, because it's about being present with ourselves in moments of joy or the opposite. I felt quite sick recently when I woke up, and I oddly just appreciated it. I was like, you know what? It's nice to shut down at times. Every experience, every energy, every emotion has something for us. So I embraced it. And I always say the human experience is truly one of a kind. I believe it is a gift, not a test. And it has a full spectrum of emotions. And I think we should have gratitude for all of them. Now, this doesn't mean that we disregard the emotions or that we are fake positive, but it just means that we are understanding that as we journey through self and these tough experiences, that we will come out on the other side stronger with a shift in perspective and ultimately more understanding of ourselves. When I look back and I see how I've transcended anger or frustration and then learned to communicate, I'm like, wow, like anger did that for me? Or when jealousy showed me what was missing in my life. A lot of us demonize ourselves for feeling jealous, but we shouldn't. It can allow us to raise our heart posture. It allowed me to be happy for others, but work on myself at the same time. And allowed me to learn that you don't need to be the main character every single day. I know a lot of people say be the main character every single day, but it's okay to play the background as well sometimes. Enjoy the show and learn. We are all living testimonies for one another. And this is what self-love does. Self-love is a journey through self. And the love part is the energy we equip ourselves with as we explore through these emotions and the depths within ourselves. Because I'm a firm believer that there is so much within us, depths of strength and creativity and things we aren't even fully aware of. So that's why I always say just continue to explore. Now, our fourth myth that we're going to get rid of is that self-love is like a destination. Some think of self-love as a place that they will eventually reach. In reality, it's an ongoing journey, trust me. There will be days of doubt and days of confidence. What I've learned is the only thing that is constant in life is change. The key is to remain committed to the journey, understanding that this is a continuous process. And I always say that go to the ocean and just observe it. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. The same goes with our self-love. It's not going to be the same every single day or in every season. This is why we equip ourselves with love and grace through this journey of self-exploration. So the next time you find yourself racing to be somebody or something else, realize there is no destination. We're simply exploring. It's just exploration. And if you need a reminder, something I always like to remind myself from my own reminder deck is, see what it says. Where is that card? Sorry, I should have had this card ready for you, but it just popped into my head. There it is. A breakthrough is about to come. I'm gonna read the back for you. Clarity often arrives after we have been wrestling with life. Clarity often arrives when we settle the mind. Breathe into this moment. I've been really embracing my breath more as of lately. It's beautiful. But breathe into this moment and remind yourself a breakthrough is about to come. Our next myth that we're going to address is self-love requires external validation. Now, of course, in this like social media driven world, it's easy to equate the likes and the compliments to our self-worth. Now, self-love comes from within, and that doesn't need to always rely on external affirmations, right? But let's also know that it's okay with wanting affirmations from others as well. It's nice to be reminded that we are loved, or someone take notice in our talents or simply our essence. that is more than okay. But those affirmations and that validation shouldn't be the main source of our fuel, because that's where we find ourselves in a constant chase with ourselves, and we will be drained. So it is so important that we recognize and learn about our intrinsic value. Like I always say, our credentials are in our spirit, regardless of the external opinions. Validation is only far, I find, when you set it apart from yourself. Validation is only far when you set it apart from yourself. If your validation isn't that boy or girl noticing you, well, you will be left with a void until they do. If your validation isn't a dollar amount, you will have no self-worth until you get it. And then when you do achieve it, what will happen? You will set another dollar amount and you will play cat and mouse with your own value, your own self-worth. Remember, this is an inward journey, a transformation that starts right here and transforms everything out here. And I'm only talking about this because I've experienced it. Now, our sixth myth that we're going to crumble is self-criticism is the opposite of self-love. Now, some believe that in order to love ourselves, that we must eliminate all self-criticism, but constructive self-reflection is a part of our growth. Where the difference is in approaching ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than harsh judgment all the time. Because self-love is about taking accountability as well. It's not just excusing ourselves for our actions, but it's also not about abusing ourselves for our lack of action. What it's truly about is empathy and accountability. Together, this creates like a powerful stride towards our dreams. And this takes time. As we continue to grow on this journey, you will find that you start to take every little bump and hurdle with so much grace. You become powerful. The other day, nothing went according to plan. It was horrible. And instead of just judging myself, I simply said, okay, things happen. And I made a new plan right away. And I pivoted. In the past, I would have been abusing myself, judging myself, been seeping in my own. But there's this saying that I absolutely love, and I say it all the time on this channel, but some of you are new here, so I'm gonna share it. And for the rest of us that already know it, there's nothing wrong with a simple, true, gentle reminder. And this saying from the Tao goes, when it's a good day, be happy, because a bad day will come. But when it's a bad day, be happy, because a good day is about to come as well. To me, this is the perspective I love to embody day in and day out. This is self-love. Our next myth that we will address and get rid of is that self-love is a solo journey. Now, while the essence of self-love is, of course, personal, it doesn't mean we have to walk this path alone. Sharing vulnerabilities, seeking support, and connecting with others will enhance our self-love journey. It's about building a community that uplifts and understands. So self-love doesn't mean that you're just isolating yourself all the time and journaling and meditating all the time. It can be that, but it also may be, hey, in this season, I'm engaging, I'm meeting new people, I'm traveling, I'm dancing, I'm trying new activities, I'm challenging my social anxiety. Self-love is a self-exploration journey where we get to learn about ourselves and transcend ourselves. Now, through this journey, I was able to become a lot more comfortable in social settings because I had a little bit of social anxiety, and I learned how to interact and engage with all kinds of people, all ages, races, gender, cultures. It doesn't matter. I can find common ground with anybody. And through self-love, we develop the intuitive wisdom to understand when is it time to step into isolation or into community. And through this journey, you will gain the confidence to share your gifts. And if you need a place to share your gifts, our sponsor of the day, Squarespace, has you covered. Now, whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, let me tell you, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content all in one place, all on your own terms. You can stretch your imagination online with Squarespace's fluid engine, built in and ready to go to unlock your creativity. Now, some of the products that I find useful myself are the flexible website templates. Squarespace provides a wide range of professional templates for every category and use case. You can easily customize your website look, update content, and add new features to make it truly unique. Another feature I find exciting is the ability to sell custom merch, creating a passive income stream that engages your audience and scales your brand at the same time. The best part is that Squarespace takes care of inventory, shipping, saving you time, money, and effort. And here's a feature that can be a game changer for entrepreneurs: appointments. With Squarespace, you can accept appointments directly on your website. Whether you're an online or offline person, you can book private sessions, workshops, or group classes. Squarespace provides everything that you need to manage your schedule, accept secure payments, and send automatic reminders, plus beautifully showcase your services. Now, if you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website or domain, go to squarespace.com/HINDZ to save 10% off your first purchase. Now back to the video. Now, our last myth that we're going to address, and there's many, but we're just doing a few today. Self-love is only for those who have suffered immensely. For some reason, there's this myth that only those who have faced extreme hardships or trauma need to practice self-love, when in truth, it is universal. Every individual, regardless of their past, can benefit from embracing and nurturing a more loving relationship with themselves. To me, it's essential. It's a requirement. It's a responsibility. But remember, this is a deeply personal and transformative experience. And no self-love journey is better than the other. The truth is, we were all born into different experiences. We all have different privileges and lack of, right? So just because someone has had a harder journey than you doesn't mean yours isn't valid or you can't share it. And just because life is good right now doesn't mean you can't go deeper into the journey. Self-love doesn't require a breakup or trauma to begin, although this is often what propels people into it. But self-love is simply a journey in our toolkit. Now, I truly believe by debunking these myths that we can pave the way for an authentic and compassionate relationship with ourselves that leads to a ripple effect of positivity in the world and allows us to be a light while we destigmatize the cringe that comes with self-love. Because again, even if it is cringe, you might as well be yourself undeniably. So the ones that love you can come so close, and the ones that don't can simply go find another tribe.